What can we expect today, Heidi? Hello.
Hello, Sally from the Drakensberg. It is exactly just as you described it. It is really a think tank hosted by the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation. It's actually the second Inclusive Growth Forum that's taking place. Last year was the very first one, and seeing by the success of it, they've decided to have the second one. It's been basically dubbed as the Davos of Drakensberg. One must remember that the World Economic Forum normally happens in Davos. So this is basically the South African version of it. But join me to discuss what we can expect this weekend is Professor Trevor Fowler from Wits School of Governance. Thank you so much, Professor, for joining us. Perhaps let's speak about, what we can expect. This is a very difficult time in the country at the moment. If we think about how our economy is faring, politics is also quite a mess at the moment. And this is the second Inclusive Growth Forum that we're seeing from the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation. What can we expect? Lots of people are coming. What can we expect?
Well, there are people from that are coming, or from business, from different sectors in society, and the key focus of the forum is really to create a dialogue between various stakeholders in society to find a solution to the problems that we face. So some of the key things that we focused on is the theme of the conference around strengthening local government and putting local economic, the building blocks of the local economy. And so the panels that are there will touch on those key issues. One is about local government, how it works, etc., urbanization, migration, strengthening the capacity of local government. The second is really about energy and in its relation to the economy and how it will build the economy. So one of the keynote speakers is Minister Pravin Gordhan, Minister
it's okay. Ibrahim Batal, yes, yes.
Well, Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma is also supposed to speak, but there's a possibility that she may not be there, but she will be. She's programmed to speak.
Okay, Prof. Just lastly, we have lots of these inclusive growth forums. We have lots of conferences that take place, and part of the theme of this year's Inclusive Growth Forum is creative solutions, and that is something that South Africans are crying out for action to take place, for these solutions to be implemented. Because it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually implement, and that is what seems to be lacking in terms of getting that inclusive growth, getting our economy to grow.
Well, one of the key things that we're focused on is bringing together young people and also, as I say, leaders who have a history of solving problems. And so the key question is taking those difficult problems that we're currently facing and trying to find solutions for them through dialogue, so that we can, in fact, look at action of addressing how do we get the economy going and taking clear steps and making clear decisions that would allow us to implement certain steps. Secondly, just the engagement between the various stakeholders is already the stimulus to get some of that going. And so once the resolutions are taken, we would want then the people who are involved in the conference to start implementing some of those.
Fantastic. Thank you so much for your time, Prof. And we look forward to your discussion about urbanization and migration. So that was Professor Fowler from the Wits Governance School of Wits, and he's basically just explaining to us what exactly we can expect ahead of this Inclusive Growth Forum that's expected by the Kgalema Motlanthe Foundation. Lots of people are expected to come and speak, lots of ministers, lots of business leaders, and lots of young people, as the professor mentioned. So stay tuned to ENCA to see what you can expect.
Absolutely. Thank you very much, Heidi Dokos from the Drakensberg. Some of the country's best and brightest brains gathering there for a think tank to come up with solutions, a way to grow our economy.